All right, let's start over again.
Okay, so I get into a show, I put up the pro panels and put up my jewelry that's framed on the walls. But that's not the picture I send to the jury because I find the feedback I got was the jurors will not like that.
Or get confused or something like that.
Well, do they think it's actual jewelry or pictures of jewelry hanging on the wall?
Well, I don't know. I don't, the
What,
jurors
well,
don't give
how
you
do you
that.
describe your booth?
Um,
It is a really interesting setup for a jeweler.
it's very
I,
different.
I've never seen another jeweler like it.
Well, I've seen stuff like that over the years, but it's, how do you title your booth picture on Zap? Is it
Uh,
just booth?
yeah, I think that's all I say.
Okay,
Yep.
so how about booth with jewelry hanging on the walls?
Okay,
And then the jurors know what they're looking at.
okay, because that seems to be um, a difficult thing. So
Right.
I stopped sending that photograph and sending a different photograph. That old style. Uh,
Yeah, put
uh,
everything on the table.
yeah, on I had jewelry cases, right?
Yeah.
But I like them framed. But I started with the framing of them during COVID, so that if I did get into a show during COVID, that no one actually touched the jewelry,
Ah.
and so I could have be in shows. But now I teach people as they come into the booth how to open them, and they open them, maybe try on the jewelry, whatever. Um, and I even teach them how to put them back up.
Yeah, the
The
trick
Do
is
you do
to
you
get
give
into
the
stuff.
when somebody buys jewelry, do they get the frame with it?
They can purchase the frame separately, yes.
Got it. Okay. Sorry about that, Larry.
No, it's all right.
But I feel like I'm being dishonest in sending the display cabinet uh, booth picture and then showing up with the pro panels with the framed jewelry on it.
Right.
Well, both pictures, the jewelry's under glass, right?
Yes.
Come on, Larry, that's BS.
Can you show us?
Allison, you know your panels that you have on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like that, except it's the actual, and then, like in your case, it's the actual jewelry hanging on the
Hmm.
wall, but not
Right.
just three pieces,
Right.
all around. Imagine all around the booth on the walls.
So are they like shadow boxes?
No. Well, yeah. Um, Go to jury image evaluation. It's just a recent post.
Okay.
It looks more like a it looks like a standard picture frame.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not deep like a shadow box. It's
Okay.
the depth is closer to a picture frame depth,
Hmm.
and it looks very nice.
Well,
So what do you think then? Is it a deterrent for the jurors, or let me get my phone and I'll take a look.
well, a lot of the comments I get is it's not convention.
It's not conventional, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that shouldn't matter. It's more, can you tell what it is?
Well, if you guys
So
look at it, can you tell it's jewelry being sold? Don't look at the table actually, because I almost never bring a table. Usually
yeah,
it's just all walls.
so my two comments are, um, first of all, look at the source of who's telling you this. You have to realize that
Oh, yes.
if you're talking to one or two people, you're getting one or two people's opinion. Juries typically have five people on them. Some might have a few more, some might have a few less, but and those five people are never the same on any jury. So the anything that's I even remotely consider personal opinion, I immediately give it very little weight in
Yeah,
the whole thought process.
I don't have a problem with this.
And um
And then the pictures below also show that it's jewelry.
Your Times Journal
and
Somebody's not muting themselves.
the this holds true kind of across the board for all the rules at a show. The larger shows are going to be more particular about the booth shot and your actual booth not matching up than a smaller show will be.
Okay.
So if
So
you're if
go
you're
ahead.
applying to smaller shows, it may not matter. If you're applying to larger shows, yeah. I mean, I've seen the show staff walking around with an iPad, pulling up your booth shot, looking at your booth, making
Yeah.
sure what you applied with is what you have in your booth.
I think it looks good. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Um, but honestly, the table with the jewelry on it, it to me looks a little chaotic.
Yeah, the
And
table usually is not there. This happened to be an unusual. I really wanted to show the pro panels part, not the
Yeah.
table.
mhm. I mean, just if you were to use a table, one thing I would suggest is make risers out of cardboard boxes or this way that things are maybe arranged in collections so there's
Different
different
level.
places for the eye to go. Um,
If I
and
use something, I'll use a pedestal. I
okay, yeah.
usually it's a three-sided booth, but this
Hmm.
particular one we got there, we found out we only had two sides,
Right.
and it's like, okay, how are we going to pivot here?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's and it was actually in Santa Fe, um,
Oh,
and it was a surprise to us that we had just a two-sided.
Now you
where in Santa? What was the show?
It was at St. John's.
St. John College?
No, the church.
Oh, okay. Oh,
um
was
you
there
know
a name of it or?
I think it's part of the New Mexico Artist Guild.
Oh, and I thought that was for paintings, that Artist Guild. Interesting.
They
Hmm.
unless there is some real reason to not put up that third wall. I mean, a lot of artists want a corner booth, but I would put the pro panel wall up and maybe have a few banners made to hang on the outside and just do your normal display inside.
Okay. We didn't have that choice even because of it turns out it was traffic to a kitchen. So that was
Yeah,
that was one of those surprises, you
yeah.
know.
And that's the thing. There's always going to be variables. But I mean, I'm a jeweler and that display does not bother me at all. I mean, I think it looks nice. And I don't see anything wrong with it. And I don't see it as distracting or, your individual jury shots, of course, would just be the jewelry, but um looks good to me.
Okay.
And I think if anybody, a juror ever told me I was unconventional, I would tell them they need to quit jurying. I mean, we're in a creative field. We're supposed to be creative. Doesn't mean just our art. Why can't we be creative in how we hang things and display things?
But it
Um,
is true, we can only be so creative with how we hang and display things. Um, but I don't think there's
It kind of depends
anything
on the
wrong with
show
that.
director.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It depends on the show director.
But it is the
They're,
Okay.
general gestalt of it, you know?
they have a vision, and that's what they're trying to put together.
Well, I think I need to take a picture and send it to you, Larry, and of the booth and have you fix it for me.
Well, what do you mean fix?
Oh,
You mean
when
take the
I
jewelry off the walls and put it on the table?
no, just clean it up for me. You actually did some pictures for me. Um, for just the jury itself a couple of years ago, and it allowed me to get into some bigger shows.
Well, good. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't hear
Uh,
that often enough.
well,
No, I'm serious.
we got accepted into Cherry Creek and
Wow.
what's the one out of Dallas? A Cotton.
Fort
Cottonwood?
Worth.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. What do you think about using the same pictures over and over?
I think they have a life expectancy of maybe 2 years.
Ah,
You
you
know,
mean your
you,
jury
because,
images?
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I've been on a jury where the director is, says, "Oh, this person, they're using the same images for a dozen years." And they did let them in, but they said they're going to tell them they can't keep using the same images. And some shows, it might even say on their application, images have to be, I don't know,
Well,
less than 3 years old or.
Winter Park is the one everybody points to.
Mhm.
Everything has to be within the last 2 years.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
reasonable, I
I
think.
usually go, mine go 3 to 5 years, but not the whole set. I try every year I try and pull out at least one image and pull one image in. And there's typically kind of what I call or consider an anchor image that might be there for 5 years, but the other ones, in the 5 years, the other four around it will probably completely change.
And I guess,
I change.
go ahead.
Oh, I change mine every year. In fact, the year that I didn't change one, I kept one piece in, and it doesn't really mean anything, but I didn't, I got a lot of rejections that year. But the thing is, you're spinning the wheel every year. We're always starting from scratch. So
Yeah. And,
And to
I never have, by the time I apply for a show, I usually don't have that piece of jewelry, any of them.
Yeah.
that
Well,
doesn't matter.
it's the same thing with painters. By the time they get to the show, most of the paintings that they had in their booth picture have been sold.
Now, one of the things I found is about every 5 or 6 years, I
Uh-huh.
need to I needed to change up my subject matter. I'm a photographer, and I needed to change up my subject matter about every 5 years, um, to keep my acceptance rates up because I would see over about a 2 year period, I'd see them just drop drastically.
Oh, okay.
So I would go out, come up with a whole new, you know, the framing, matting, everything's the same. They're all black and white, but I would come up with different subject matter and then I would get back into the shows and I'd be good for about another 5 years or so. Then it would drop a lot really in 1 year.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. Um,
It's just so random. I mean, I had a really good run for a long time until last year. And, it just, some of it's a numbers game.
by a run, are you talking about being accepted or
Being accepted,
Being
yeah.
accepted.
okay, okay.
But, you have like, I don't know, let's see, Artisphere 1900 and change applied, and it's a very small show. Is it 140 artists or something? So Winter Park, I believe, is a small show. So I got rejected from one, accepted into another. And it's just, there's so many people applying, right? Some of it's luck, some of it's the jurors. Obviously, all things being equal, you have to have good images, all that stuff. Um, it's just such a funny business model because there's not any consistency. And then the jurors themselves, a lot of shows don't have jewelers as jurors. So are they really understanding what they're looking at? I mean, do they even have a background in the craft world? And, or are they more theoretical? And so those things can play into getting in or not.
Yeah, that plays into every medium.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yes.
What was interesting is before I went with, I just totally changed my work, and I don't mean I just changed subject matter. I mean I went about as far as I could go away from my original what I had been doing for as long as I've been doing art shows, about as far away from that as I could possibly be and still stay in the same medium. Um, so for me, it's like starting all over again.
Mhm.
But when I last time I changed subject matter, it got really strange because I saw my acceptance at what I call regional shows drop, and I saw my acceptance at what I call national shows go way up.
Huh. So what does that mean to you?
Um, to me, the way I read it is that um, my work was appealing to um, how to say this without sounding arrogant. People that might have had higher taste in art and not just pretty pictures for the wall,
There's collectors and then there's wall. Yes.
especially in photography. Some people are looking for a piece of art that speaks to them. Some people are looking for a pretty picture to hang on the wall.
Or put it in your bathroom.
Well, hang it on the wall in
Better
the
be a,
bathroom.
better be on aluminum than
And there's nothing right or wrong with either one of those, creating either one of those. And in fact, most of the people that create, you know, gorgeous scenic images that people like to hang on their walls have much better sales than I do.
huh, interesting. What do
Where
you
where I
go ahead?
sorry, go ahead.
Have you guys shown at the Madison show?
No.
Okay.
I
On
was
the
just
It's
Madison on the Square, is that
yeah,
it?
Yes.
I've done
Yeah.
it, but a long time ago. But it was my best 2 day show.
Oh, really?
But that was a long time ago.
so like
I
for
know a
me, I'm
couple.
really considering distances because of the expenses. And um, I've been on the cusp of applying to that show, but I never have. Like if I lived within a day's drive, I probably would. Um, and I know it's always very hot there, but that's I guess neither here nor there for a really good show. Um, but I've been considering that a lot lately. And last year, I mostly did a local artist market. I did only one traveling show. And it was an interesting experiment because I had no idea would I even make any money, but it was between that and my studio showroom, people come. It was actually for not leaving home, it was a pretty good year. So I really I mean, it's always a crapshoot even with good shows. Like for example, Fort Worth, which is a wonderful show. It's the most crowded show I've ever done. I just can't make money there. And yet, little sleepy, quiet shows, as long as it's a very wealthy clientele, I could do really, really, really well. And, but, but it doesn't mean that I can't do well at crowded shows either. It's some shows just don't work out, even though they have everything in place and others do. And,
There were some issues with Madison last year, with artists being put on. It's typically around the square,
Hmm.
and they decided to add some artists and put them on these little offshoots off the corners.
Oh.
And in one case, the artist was right next to traffic with no real barrier between them and the street traffic going by.
wow,
Oh.
wow.
And so there were other issues. Now, I've been told that all those issues are going to be resolved for next year, that they're not going to put artists on these little, you know, arms
Cedar
or,
Street.
they're all going to be in the main part of the show around the square.
Okay. We were
And,
accepted last year, but decided not to go.
where do you live?
Albuquerque.
Oh, we're neighbors.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So I do the artist market at the rail yard on Saturdays in the tents.
Oh,
Uh,
out by the train. Oh,
yeah, in conjunction with the farmers market, but down the way, like the other
yeah,
side of the water tower.
yeah,
And we go March through December. And yeah, we see a ton of people. So I'm surprised. I mean, people really spend money there. And
yeah.
it's
My husband does the El Museo,
oh
and
yeah.
we're amazed. This year has been our best January in 4 years
Congratulations. It's great.
because January is not a good time to sell much.
Right, right. So what's his name or stand or what so I
Um,
look for him.
it's Jewelry by James. Jewelry.
Pardon? Jewelry by James? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that- okay.
And yeah, you have to stop in and say hi to him.
Yeah,
He cuts the stones and I make the jewelry.
got it.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's Santa Fe is kind of amazing as far as the access to selling and how like it it could be like I didn't know because of the price of my jewelry at the artist market I do, but it's fine. It's great. Like nobody expects me to do turquoise jewelry, and I don't. And it just there's just such a. I mean, people are here for the art. So
yeah.
um,
I find that I generally do not make turquoise jewelry either Southwest. It's a contemporary style. But if
mhm.
I do use turquoise, I use Persian turquoise
Ah,
uh, because I want a better quality turquoise. Um, but they
well,
they buy it.
so why is that better quality? I'm confused.
Oh, it's been that way for decades. It's a
Or it
it
might be
never
an aesthetic decision. There's less inclusions in it, right?
um it doesn't need to be stabilized ever.
Stabilized.
Yeah, it's a harder turquoise. It either has matrix of gold, silver, or pyrite.
Ah, had no idea. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, I don't do turquoise.
Mhm.
There's so many people that do such a wonderful job with it. I've
They
never
do.
been interested in competing with that. And I don't make the same design. Almost all my designs are unique.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so are you there sometimes at El Mercado?
No, no. I used to, but now I don't.
Hmm.
I just got out of a wheelchair, and
Got it.
yep. But I love
Well,
doing this. I can't believe that I get to every day. I get to wake up and say, "What do I get to do?" And I have about 12 commissions right now. That
mhm,
and people, I tell them it'll probably be 2, 3 months before I get to it, and they're just that's fine. They'll
mhm.
wait. Like, wow, I can't believe this.
Well, next week looks to be interesting.
How so?
Well, the St. Louis mock jury is Saturday.
Hmm.
Brookside results are Tuesday and Cherry Creek's Thursday.
Right. But what about Lakefront?
Yeah, it'll get around whenever.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not in a rush.
That almost sounds like my gold. I ordered gold from Rio Grande on the 12th, and Rio Grande Jewelry Supply is 14 miles from my house.
Right.
I watched it go to Portland, Salt Lake City.
Hmm.
It might be here this week sometime.
Oh,
So
traveling
listen,
the country.
I would
Yes,
recommend comparing. You said you ordered gold, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd recommend comparing gold prices Um, I mean, I use David Fell and Stellar, and um, I don't know off. Rio is not a refiner, and they're buying it from someone, so I would compare them to other places in the future.
Ah, oh,
Because
thank you.
I found that Stellar. What did I order? It was a few $100s cheaper from Stellar than David Fell, and I love David Fell, but um, and just so you know, David Fell has their major refinery is in Rio Rancho. So if you ever, want to
No,
like, yeah,
I didn't know that.
yep. And so I drop it off. I mean, you need an account with them, but that's, not a big deal.
No.
And it's kind of fun going there. I'll take jewelry from customers. They could trade it in for credit. And um, I got a couple of things that weren't stamped, so I tested them and I asked the test, and they tested for 14 karat gold. But I always question, and so they have this machine that looks like a copy machine, and they put the
Uh-huh.
jewelry in, and they could tell you exactly. So instead of 55% gold, what I had was 62% gold. And
Nice.
yeah, and so they were able to test the pieces. It's a very, very expensive machine. But of course they would have it as a refiner. And then really quick turnaround, like a week later I get a check or
Wow.
vault account, whatever. Like my silver, I'm gonna take there and get a vault account because they do it ounce for ounce. And so um, given prices and everything, I think that might
Have you used the sterling silver with alloyed with the platinum?
No, I have not.
That's what I use now.
Okay, so
Uh,
how come? Because it doesn't tarnish, or
it doesn't tarnish as quickly.
okay.
It's like argentium. Everyone says it doesn't tarnish.
Yeah.
When they say that, I said, the jeweler, I'll say, bring it over here. Let's put it on my polishing cloth. And they're
Hmm.
like, oh, I can't believe there's some on here. I said,
Right.
silver is
My
going to, tarnish.
my jewelry's oxidized, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
But but that's very interesting anyway.
yeah, it's just a little more expensive right now. It's about
Yeah,
112 an ounce.
got it.
Um,
Yeah.
sure was nice when it was 37.
Hmm. Right.
I don't know what's going to
Yeah.
happen with this.
I
Right. But
miss not
yeah,
having
no,
my I miss not having my photo lab anymore. I used to just I'd save all my used fixer, and when I had 5 gallons, I'd take the 5 gallon cube tainer to a
hmm.
guy who would refine it, and he would take a percentage and then give me the rest in
Right.
like a
Mm,
silver coin.
Scrap.
wow. Yep.
And it was like, I mean, I had to pay it. I wasn't paying for the film. Now, if I was doing prints, I was paying for the silver and the paper.
Right.
But the customers, if I was processing film, they'd paid for the film.
Hmm.
So it was
But
just like
so,
found money to me.
right. Well, that's why I'm trying to get people to send me their gold for credit. I don't melt it down, I bring it to the refiner. Um, but like when I bring my silver in, if I get this vault account, I could say, I want a sheet of whatever sterling silver, and so including the shipping, it all comes out of the vault account. And so there's no actual money exchanged.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would take mine since it's alloyed with
Um,
platinum, though.
Call them, they answer the phone. They're just a nice uh family business. And they'll tell you because I certainly can't.
Wow, that sounds great. Oh, I can't believe it's right here in Rio Rancho.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Something I read on a Forbes article says that European and Chinese banks are going back to sort of gold standard.
But that
That
doesn't even make sense because it's finite.
that's right. Why they're doing it to try to stop people from printing money based on nothing.
But economies can't grow if if it's finite. I mean, that's the reason why they left the gold market in the first place. So,
I guess there was too much problems with inflation of but they said gold is expected to go up to like 3,700 or 3,900
It's
shortly.
47 right now.
Okay, well, maybe it's 39 then, and then they expect silver to follow.
No, gold is like 4,500.
It's 47 today.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that was for the bullion. I don't know.
This is spot price.
Yeah, well, this was
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, but they said in order to say you have X amount of value in your bank, you have to have the gold. You can't just have it borrowed.
It doesn't make sense.
That's, I didn't quite understand it because I don't, really get into financial news, but I thought, oh dear.
Right. Right.
So, but they said that since precious metals tend to follow, when one goes up, the other one goes up. So, unless you can get into Fort Knox, that's the US uh, value, whatever is in Fort Knox, and they have to tie the money to it somehow. And gold have to have something in the bank there.
Yeah, I
Instead
don't
of,
understand. I mean, I'll look it up, but it makes no sense because we haven't been
well,
on
it
a
was
gold
on,
standard.
I know, that's what they're saying. It's not, US is not on gold standards, but Europe and
Europe
China and
hasn't Europe hasn't been on a gold standard either.
not, not a
Nobody
gold
has.
standard, but some of the banks are now starting to say that, hey, you can't say you have X amount of gold when part of them are just leased. You can't have just gold on paper. You have to have gold in the vault.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Let's
So
Interesting.
see. I wonder what financial breakdown that's going to cause.
I don't know, but they're trying to get away from like the dollar as being the standard world currency.
It's been like that since like I don't know, after since before World War II.
Yeah, but
It,
that's
it
another thing.
actually makes no logical sense because,
Our current
in a time where we have trillionaires,
yes.
just doesn't
Well,
make sense.
part of the problem is our current administration. So
Well, I
they're
actually
no
believe
longer,
that I actually believe metals wouldn't be so high if, we were in a different situation.
yeah.
But
So did you decide to change your pricing because of the price?
oh, so what I'm doing with every project is weighing like all the components in silver, separately weighing, my gold set. Like I'm being much more thorough about it, which is kind of a drag, but um and um as I go forward, I mean, I did raise prices in 2025 in general. I have a lot of one-of-a-kind pieces, so it's really just specific to the piece. It's just this
Mhm.
one design that I have where I I need to raise, and it's like kind of an easier sale because they're more simple earrings, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to raise the price when I use the gold ear wire, 18 karat gold ear wire. It's about $70 for a
I
pair.
know. Isn't that
Um,
amazing?
yeah, and then the bezel. And so I have for a gallery, I made some of these particular earrings in all silver, and I'll see actually for two galleries, and I'll see how it goes if because I'm going to get some of those pieces back. I'll see what people are interested in. Um, and they're different than the gold ones, like the way the settings look. It's much thicker. There's texture on the setting. So yeah.
Well, I'm the same way. Now I'm actually weighing all my silver, the whole piece, where in the past I haven't spent that much time on it,
Right.
but I am now when it's $112 an ounce.
Yeah.
Um,
My work is pretty light because it's hollow. And
okay.
so even if I mean, my materials cost doubles, but it's still not that expensive compared to the gold. I mean, a gold bezel, you know, between the bezel and the ear wires, it's like $150 basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's okay if it's a bigger sort of showpiece type thing. And
Recording is
but but for simple things, I have to just rethink.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes the stones are more expensive too. And so in the simpler pieces, I wouldn't use it like super expensive stones unless the customer wanted it, and then I'd have to charge them for that.
Yeah.
So, but I did start a spreadsheet with the weights of just the components of certain styles, just the silver components. So I have something to go by because mostly everything's on like these little pieces of paper.
Oh, yeah.
And but
Yeah.
it's hard to look up like 6 months from now. This is harder to look up than
A
what the
spreadsheet.
components would weigh on a spreadsheet. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. Uh, I do the same thing with the paper, but also I'm doing it on the spreadsheet as well, which I did not do before.
Neither
Uh,
did I.
it's just another component of the job.
Right. I mean, it used to be like, okay, an inch of 18 karat wire, 20 gauge costs this much.
Mm.
And, I'm trying to just weigh everything now instead. So it's just more accurate.
I had a guy come through and he wanted a new hook for the clasp, but it was
Hmm.
gold. It was a long
Oh.
box shape. And he said, what is it going to cost? I said, well, here's the little paper. And it came out of the bag from Rio. Here's
Hmm.
the price. It was $72.
And you can't just charge that because, how can you stay in business only charging what it costs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he understood that. But
Yeah.
I think it surprised him that that little piece could cost
Yeah.
$72.
I find that customers have no idea how much things cost. I've gotten a couple of requests for all gold rings. And in the past, I might estimate like 28 to $3,200, where now it's upward of $4,000. And there's so many other variables that depend upon uh, how big the stone is and all that. But like I've wasted a lot of time looking up prices where now if somebody asks me, I can at least give them some numbers that are not definite, but a ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Larry had fine-tuned a picture for me of a cuff a couple years ago, but it was silver, and the gal wanted it in gold. And I said, I'm estimating right now, but I think it's going to cost you about $6,000.
Hmm.
And she said, but that doesn't cost $6,000. I said, welcome to the difference of gold and silver.
By the way, one of the things like that, $6,000. I have made sales when people want something custom, and I don't mean that it's in gold, but there's some bracelets that take like 4 months to make, and I'll say to them, it's X amount of money, but you can actually it could take 6 months if you'd like, and you could just each month make a payment. And
Yeah.
for some people, it's just about cash flow, and that's worked as far as making the sale.
Okay.
So something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Well, when actually Larry made that picture look so good, people. So I've actually, that's one of those things that I have made multiples of. And I tell everybody, someone else has this. I can tell you that someone has it in Dallas, someone has it in Washington, D.C. So it's possible you could see it someplace else, where most of
Mhm.
my work is a one of a kind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're making it each time, so it's its own. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem.
No, I'm
Right.
just very upfront about, that it is not a one of a kind piece.
Uh-huh. Well, it
My,
is one of a kind if you make it, unless you're casting them off. Actually, it's true.
oh,
I
I
mean,
guess so. Um,
uh,
yeah.
I have these like this is components to an earring, and
Oh,
they're all individually made and they're hollow. So it's a style of earring I make, but each one has different stones and all of that, but I'm literally making each piece. So I would argue that each one of those, it's one of a kind or one of a type, however you want to word it, but
uh,
it's not a manufactured product.
no, it's not manufactured. And I usually change one component on it, whether I change it from square wire, round wire,
Mhm.
textured wire, whatever.
Plus,
Uh,
I'm sure because you're making them, each one is not exactly the same,
I don't know how to
right?
make anything exactly the
Yes,
same.
it's impossible. I mean, it's not humanly possible. There are other methods we could use to make that possible. So, um, it shouldn't be a problem that you have this design that you make again, in
Thank
my
you.
opinion. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So do you have any
Allison,
shows? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, Allison, where are you located in New Mexico?
Oh, Santa Fe.
How far is it Las Cruces?
Oh, Las Cruces.
Las
Um,
Oh,
Cruces. Thank you.
yeah. Oh, is it like 7 hours or 5 hours? Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
brother
It's at
lives
the
in Las Cruces.
Las
But yeah, what you
Cruces.
said. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and there's a school there. Let's
yeah.
see. It's
nice.
Cruces.
I told him. Well, he's been battling with pneumonia the last 3
Oh,
weeks, and
awful.
they had to. How far is Albuquerque from?
So it's 4 hours to Las Cruces from Santa
Okay,
Fe.
so he
Albuquerque's
went.
an hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he went to Albuquerque
mm-hmm,
and put him in the hospital, and now he's back in a local hospital.
mm-hmm.
So he's doing much better. And I told him, I said, once I get some, once I retire, we might look at doing an art show in New Mexico. I'm going to say
Well,
hi to him.
yeah, yeah.
They have some nice art shows like what's it, the Rio Grande Arts and Crafts during Bloom Fiesta. That's usually the first week of October.
And then there's another Rio Grande show also in the convention center down in Albuquerque that I visited one year.
Yeah,
It was a
now
little
it's at
quiet. It was a little quiet, but depending on some people were doing really well. I mean, I think some people have built up clientele there.
mhm. That one now is held at the fairgrounds.
Yes, yes, that's right. You're right. My mistake.
That's
Not the
no,
convention
that's
center.
fine. Um, I don't, although we've been accepted in it, we've decided not to do it because of the location. Um, yeah,
We have to find a show that Marianne doesn't do any Western stuff, but she does abstract. So who
Yeah,
knows?
but I like at that Rio Grande show at the fairgrounds, it wasn't Western. I mean,
no.
there's, I mean, my work isn't Western.
Right.
So I think that depending on the show, there's
Yep.
room for sure
I got you.
yeah, for all kinds of styles.
Nice.
I mean, whether it's good or not, I can't tell you.
Right.
And
But
and there's one in Corrales, New Mexico.
mhm.
It's a fine art show, juried, and it's at a historic church. Um, it's not really a church any longer. Well, maybe they do perform weddings occasionally, but I mean, it's not used strictly as a church. So that's one to look at, the fine art show there. And it's juried, so I think it's through Jazz. You have to sign up. Or, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we just have to find the right show.
Las Cruces has a show too. by the university.
Oh,
I
that would be
think
even
it's
more handy.
I think it's in March.
Just look at, price points and things like that.
Yeah, that's the key.
Because, I have no idea. I've never been to Las Cruces, so I can't speak to it.
Right.
But like in Santa Fe, there's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Somebody said there was a good art show in Santa Fe, but that was several years. Well, no, that was not last year, but the year before at Spoleto. Somebody came by and said, "Oh, I know some people who have a gallery in Santa Fe. I'm going to contact you." Well, they never contacted us.
Right. There was an art show. There was an art show that was like, I forgot what it was called. There were individual artists, and then there were galleries representing people at the convention center here in Santa Fe, which is a beautiful building. But like, and there was one jeweler there, and she said to me, this was a mistake. She should not have been there because it was out of sorts with all the art, the 2D. And several of the artists I talked to there, there were just no people.
Yeah,
Right.
that was art Santa Fe, and that's about I think it's 4 or 5,000 a booth.
Oh, wow.
It's like what's the one in Miami that they have in
Oh,
December?
yes, yes. That's what this one was. I think it was that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
through that group.
a
Yeah.
lot of people weren't so thrilled with it, it seemed.
Well, I went up there, and I and probably 5 other people were customers there.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's all.
Mhm.
I mean, for the
Oh, I
whole
see what you mean.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the jeweler who was there, Rosario?
Oh, yes, she was there.
Her work is so amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
But yeah, she's
gorgeous.
like, "Oh, this is a mistake."
I
And
I was thinking that too.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really too bad because her jewelry isn't. It should have been okay, but it wasn't.
Right. Well, it's, like anything, if if you're the only person of the type at a show, it's actually not as good as if there's other, in the similar medium. Or if there's a block with one restaurant versus five restaurants, like there's five restaurants, everybody does better somehow.
Yeah,
So anyway,
but it looked just. It was really pretty dead.
right.
And it's lovely. You go in, they give you a glass of champagne, and you walk around. The ambiance is really nice.
The
Uh,
art was nice, you know?
and
So,
they have people there that help them unload, help them set up.
oh,
Um, it's just very nicely done.
mhm.
I had a couple friends that showed their from one was from Minneapolis, one was from here, woodworker from here, from
Oh,
Albuquerque. But
mhm.
his woodwork starts at 25,000.
Right.
So he
Well,
just has to,
I hope he found some buyers.
you know, I didn't ask him. I was kind of afraid
Right.
um, to open that up. But that's a nice show
Mhm.
if you can afford it.
But not profitable if there's no people there. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's all I have to ask.
Oscar, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Where are you in Florida?
Right now, I'm staying in Palmdale in my campground.
All right. What's your next show?
Next show is Lakewood Ranch.
Where's that?
That's by Sarasota.
Oh, okay. We're going to New Smyrna this weekend.
Good luck with that. I really mean that.
I hear you. I know, man. Let me tell you, it's every show we've ever go to. It's always like, oh yeah, good luck with that. I mean, I drove hours to go to West Hampton, New York, and it was a zero show for us.
Oh,
You know, 15 hours there, 15 hours back. You know, the only caveat was, you know, we had a hotel that was only $79 a night, and
Okay.
at a Hyatt, so that was. But yeah, it was kind of a heartbreak. We thought, and a lot of people around us, they weren't selling either. So
were there people there at the show?
I
What?
asked one guy who's been there several years. He said the turnout was not as heavy as it has been in the past.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The only thing I can tell you about images is that if the people of the island east from the show come in, or the people south from the show come in, you should do good. But if you only get the people that live in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
it's going to suck.
Oh boy. Well, we we had a great adventure going up to West Hampton. We left at 8 o'clock at night, and I drove. Let me see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I drove 8 hours till I couldn't see anymore. We passed out in the rest area somewhere in Baltimore. Got up. I mean, slept about an hour and a half. Got up, headed on into Long Island. Set up. You know, it was disappointing, but we weren't. You know, it's like we do shows, and it's like we don't expect to knock it out of the park. You know, it'd just be nice if we could just make expenses, but it is what it is. You know.
Well, the thing is, the way I see it is, I do the best I can, put my best foot up front, and everything works out, works out. It doesn't work out, at least I know it's not me. Like I did everything how I was supposed to do, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and you
Right.
know, we've heard, you know, that we heard from some folks who said, "Oh, your art will do great there," and it's like, "Oh, really? You think?" Yeah, you know. So you got to try it.
Now you have to try it. It's no, even if you never know until you do the show, to be honest with you have to give it a shot.
Yep.
Well, there are certain things though, like if you look at the past participants, things like that, right? As far as the work itself. I mean, I
Yep.
think like because a
Yeah,
lot
but
of people say,
images is a
oh,
really weird,
what?
images is a really weird show because there's some people that do really, really well that should not be doing well. And
Oh,
then the
okay.
people that should do normally really well. It depends who
Hmm.
they got, like the people that live in the island as like the 5%ers, and the people south and north from the area, the average income is 350.
Hmm.
But if you're in median area, they're only making 50 to 100. So it
Uh-huh.
does make a difference.
Right.
It's a weird show. I don't
Hmm.
do it because I think that the person that took over is the director of Mandora, and Mandora's a craft show. So I need to see what people say about the show after this year before I put my foot again in that show.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, that's just my opinion. But the shows are being people doing 3D are doing really, really well so far. Um, Everybody else is being on and off. So I don't know what to tell you. So that's the only thing I can say.
Oh, well, it's like you don't know until you try.
Yeah, you know, the
Yep, it's a game of
last,
risk.
yeah, the last show that I did really, I did turn out to be a good show after all, but there was a lot of people that barely met expenses, or they just got a miracle last minute. So I don't know. We lost half of the day because it was beautiful, but then we got a windstorm and didn't die out for almost 2 hours later. And I mean 30 miles of gust wind, constant gust wind.
Wow.
Hmm.
And then we start getting here 40 and 50. A 10 came down completely,
Oh.
and other things almost came down. So it didn't matter what thing you had. I think I saw a trim line, double booth trim line almost fly it out. And I saw another light down completely collapse. So, but it was bad. But everybody started breaking down at that point, and by the time it was 4 o'clock, it finally died down, and you can take your tent down completely with no worry about flying away. But
And they,
we
and they never called the show, huh?
it happened so fast that they didn't call the show. But everybody does that show. It's a quite honest with you, I don't think that there's no one single newbie doing that show that I just did, because it's one of those shows that there's no advertising sap, that only local people know about it, or people uh, another local person told to another person. So if you don't know about it, you would never apply to the show. But it can be a really good show. I'm done really good. I'm done good, and I'm done bad, and I'm done okay in that show.
Right.
It's different every year.
Plus, one of the things for you, if it's in proximity of where you stay, then your expenses remain pretty low.
Yeah, because a round trip is less than a gas a tank.
Hmm.
Is I think I can do the run. It's 150 miles. I think that's half a tank for me round trip. I stay in the van, so my expenses are just really low,
Hmm.
because also the hotels around there, cheap hotel is going to be 160 to $200
Hmm.
night.
Where's that?
Naples, anything in Naples, the hotels on starts in $200
Right.
per night. And also I find out this weekend that New Year's year show, the first one that I did, I was saying to people, it feels like it's just the local people in Naples, know the people with money coming to the show. I find out that because that was the day that somebody decided to invade Venezuela, there was no letting any planes line in Naples, so all the flying planes
Oh,
canceled.
Oh my
geez.
God.
So if you do Naples, any of the Naples shows, you will hear the private just coming in and out constantly. It's
Hmm.
like maybe 3 or 4 per hour.
There's a show I do like that. You don't hear the planes coming in because it's like 15 minutes down the way, but we always count the Learjet index.
Yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
Well, the show in Wichita, you never know what's going to fly overhead because it is uh, near the Air Force Base. It is, well, under the flight pattern for the Air Force Base, depending on which way the wind's blowing. And then there's just, you never know what's going overhead. There's basically three airports that line up in a row, and you're in between two of them there. And so you have the small planes coming out of the one airport, and you have whatever the Air Force decides to be flying that day. And occasionally, when Boeing used to be here, you might see Air Force One flying overhead. You might see some weird thing with no markings on it at all that you go, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Unmarked AWACS used to be, see those pretty regularly. Um, if there was intense maintenance that needed to be done on the Air Force One jets, they would fly them to Wichita and it would be done here.
What kind of jets are at that air base?
Primarily tankers.
Oh, okay.
We have the new tankers and the old tankers.
Okay, gotcha.
Used to have B-1 bombers, and they had one of the most, the National Guard B-1 unit here had the highest percentage of ready aircraft, and they had done some very innovative things. And as it goes, they decided to move them somewhere else to a different base. So now
Yeah, one.
there's air refueling, and there is some reconnaissance and intelligence operations that go on at McConnell. I don't know if they're actually flying drones or just doing reconnaissance
Right.
or actually interpreting reconnaissance. I know there's some photo interpretation going on because I taught a class. Guy was in I had somebody from their intelligence unit in the class, and I'm going, really kind of what you're talking about doing. This is the wrong software. If you can tell me a little more about what you want to do, I can point you to the right software. And he goes, I can't tell you what I'm doing. I'm going, well, from what you've told me, this isn't the right software.
Can't help you, buddy.
Well, Court, I don't know if I'm going to be back by 7:30, but we're going to leave for dinner soon.
Taco
So
night.
I know we're not doing tacos anymore. We go to different places now because if it's a big group, the taco place is outdoor and you cannot hear people. The only problem that the places that we're going now, they are expensive.
Well, even the
So
cheap places are expensive now.
Yeah, that's true.
And McDonald's now cost you
yeah,
20
no,
bucks.
but
What?
McDonald's can cost you 20 bucks for, what is it? I don't even remember what they are called anymore, but the meal of their, the big burger thing, a double burger and
the
fries
Big
and a
Mac,
drink. Big Mac, yeah, fries and a drink.
holy cow, and that's not even real food.
I know,
Food trucks, food trucks are really expensive too.
yeah.
But yeah, I know I've seen some really high entree prices on like when I look online at
Yeah,
restaurants, like $47 for an over like an enchilada or something. Crazy. On the other hand, it also has to be hard for restaurants, but
Just a reminder, Wednesday of next week, we start off our NAIA Zooms, and we're going to have some people from ZAP.
oh,
That'll
what
be
time of
Wednesday,
day?
Wednesday the 28th at 1:30 in the afternoon, Eastern
Which
time.
time zone? Oh, Eastern, okay. 28th,
Be 11:30 your time, Allison.
right. I'm just thinking about the 28th and what that is, but I'll look.
It's a Wednesday.
Yep.
We did a survey, and over half the people voted on Wednesday, and over half the people voted on afternoon.
And it's once a month. Is that what you said?
They're going to be every other week into sometime in March, and then they'll go to
Mhm.
once a month for the rest of the year.
Got it. Well, I'll miss one when I'm in Tucson, but um, Wednesday the 28th.
When is the next meeting for that court?
The one after that would be February 11th, and that's going to be
No,
Ask a
but
Juror. And
when is the
then
first one?
the first one is the 28th next week.
Okay.
The 11th is going to be Ask a Juror, and the 25th is going to be Ask a Director. So Bonnie's working on getting those groups together. So we should have 5 jurors on the 11th and 5 directors on the 25th. And Doreen, that what we do is just directors introduce themselves and then open the floor for questions. So you can
Wow.
ask the directors whatever you want to know. Same with jurors. So if you got questions about jurying or what do you think of this, what do you think of that, it's a great place to ask questions.
So what is this called?
It's the
NAIA,
NAIA Zoom.
National Association of Independent Artists.
If you go to naiaartists.org
Uh-huh.
and just sign up there, that puts you on our list, and you'll get an email reminder.
Super. Thank you very much.
And you can watch Larry's group. I post um I'll do posts there about it with a link.
Great. Thank you very much.
The Ask a Juror and Ask a Director are always great because um you get to learn a lot, especially Ask a Director. You learn a lot about, you wonder why a show does this. Well, you find out that, oh, they do that because they have to pay for parking for all the parking meters, or they have to pay this much for police, or that, whatever.
Hmm. Well, that sounds informative.
Yep. We try and
They've
pull
been,
together a variety of directors. So, um, try and get a director from one large show and maybe one small show and 3 from medium-sized shows, and from
Great.
different parts of the country as well.
why? Why do some shows list their jurors and other shows do not? Some shows list their jury process, others do not.
Well, I can tell you why some shows don't list their jurors.
Why?
That's easy.
They
Asshole
don't want it
artists.
to be
Excuse my
harassed.
language, but that's exactly why.
Oh,
Well, what about after the fact though? Because I'm finding this year shows um are often, well, no, that's not necessarily true, but um usually it's when all the applications are in, it's all locked down, uh that they'll announce their jurors.
Yeah, because they don't want jurors to get nasty
Harassed.
emails from artists ahead of time or afterwards,
Right.
because they do.
Yes.
I can believe that.
I've heard that.
You'll also notice that some shows release results on Friday afternoons, late in the day.
Hmm.
Oh,
That's so they don't have to answer phone calls the next day. That's intentional.
Or are they going to record it for viewing later?
No,
No.
nope. These are designed to be um interactive, and the other reason is we don't want people to feel that we want people to feel free to ask whatever they want without having to worry about they're going to look stupid later on the internet.
Gotcha. Okay. And they are going to be at 1 o'clock, did you say?
1:30 Eastern time.
Okay. So that's going to be the normal schedule for them?
Yes.
Okay.
when I post about the first one, I will also post a list of dates.
Okay. And that'll be on the NAIA Facebook page?
I'll post it in several places, but yeah, that's going to be the best to go to.
Great.
Excuse me, I do need to go. Very nice to see everyone. Doreen, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
And I
Allison.
think sometime we'll meet in person because we live so close.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
And
Bye.
I've got to go too.
All right.
See, so I may see you later, Oscar. You going to be late?
I'm gonna be late
All right.
because I don't know how I'm driving and somebody else is driving.
Okay.
I'm assuming Barry's
I'll
on
see
his
you
way
guys
to
later.
Florida now.
He's in the way, Florida. He was calling me when I was in the meeting, but I didn't answer the phone.
Oh well.
All right.
It's just Barry.
Yeah,
Everybody
I'll
have a
call him
good
later.
Next
Bye.
time.
have a great weekend.
All right.
Week.
Bye.
It's Tuesday.
Bye.
Yeah. We'll see you. Bye.